use those skip days. Literally no one told me this going into college, because again, no one talks to you really about your mental health before you go to college. You're gonna have to be proactive about your life, and you're gonna have to be proactive about your mental health, because no one else is gonna do it for you. Hey y'all, it's me, Jewel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for coming back. Regardless, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you like this video. I'll even wait for you to do so. Thank you. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to give you 10 things, 10 tips I wish I knew before college that would have benefited my mental health immensely. Like a lot, like a whole bunch. Like many avoided mental breakdowns if I knew some of these things, but I did it. So I lived and I failed, and now I'm here to share my experience, my expertise with you so that you can hopefully be better than me. I want you to be better than me. I know a lot of people are going to school online next semester, but I also know that some people are going to school in person next semester. Comment down below if you're doing online school or in-person school. I'm curious. Let me know what your school is doing. The order of these tips is going to go from increasing intensity, increasing urgency. And number 10, it's like, no, seriously, you need to know this. No, really, you need to understand this. Really, I need you to absorb this. Tip number 1. You're gonna have to go out and you're gonna have to find a social life, because it's not gonna find you. 9 times out of 10, it's not just gonna like land in your lap. It's gonna take a little bit of work. Now, when you're coming in as a freshman, especially though, more people are willing to make friends and be nice and like try to find their friend group and stuff. That is the time where you wanna go to all the school events. That is the time where you wanna talk to everybody. That is the time where you wanna be real smiley, real friendly, real hey girl, what's up? Personally, that's not my personality. I'm not a smiley person. I'm not a friendly person. I'm just not. I never have been, probably never will be. But I know my first day when I was moving in, everyone, hey, I'm Jewel. Hi, where are you from? Hello. Hi, what's your name? You're gonna have to go out and seek that social life. And at first it's gonna be really uncomfortable, constantly introducing yourself to people and like doing small talk. I'm an introvert. I don't like small talk. But eventually it gets a bit easier and it becomes worth it, because you're going to meet your friends. You're going to make a tribe and you're going to make a friend group that will possibly be with you for the rest of your life. So put in that work, go find a social life, go seek out a social life. And that kind of segues into my next tip, which is tip number 2, is that you're going to need to have things that get you excited. You're going to want to have hobbies. You're going to want to have other interests outside of school, and your friends can be a part of that. I know me and my friends would sit down Friday nights and watch Netflix and eat ice cream and a lot of junk food. I looked forward to that. That was exciting for me. That's something that can help get me through the week. But you're going to want to look for something that stimulates you, you know? After a long day of school and studying and work and whatever, it's easy to sort of just get into a habit and a routine that gets very mundane very quickly, but that will also get very unfulfilling very quickly. And then I know for me, I kind of started getting feelings of like dread, like, oh my god, I'm gonna do the same thing this week, same thing. I'm gonna go to the same class, I'm gonna see the same people, I'm gonna go to the same job. I am sick and tired of this. And so to avoid those types of feelings, you're gonna want to add a little zhoosh, a little razzle dazzle in your life, and trust me, that will help you a lot. Number 3, I really wish someone told me this. Even at the time, I don't think I would have listened, because I was an addict. Do not abuse coffee. Coffee is a tool. Coffee is a delicious drink. Do not abuse, I don't know how else to say it, just like don't abuse coffee. Personally, I was drinking like 4 cups of coffee a day. Oh my god! You don't need to be doing that. And it's going to completely obliterate your sleep cycle. And we all know that sleep is directly linked to mental and physical well-being. So don't abuse coffee. If you want to have a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe a cup of coffee in the afternoon, cool. But I know sometimes you can fall into a culture of, I need to stay awake, I need to do this, I need the utmost of energy, so let me get like 4 special shots and then go study, even though it's midnight. Just please don't do that, because trust me, it's a very hard habit that you're going to have to end up breaking eventually. And that segues me into my tip number 4, so that you don't need to abuse coffee, is that you're going to need to put in the work, sis. You're going to have to, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and put in the work. Every day you should be working on every single class. And you're probably like,
well, that's actually ridiculous. I have 5 classes this semester. I'm taking 18 credits. I can't work on every single class every single day.
I'm trying to help you because you can. You need to know what is due, what you need to do, about how much it's going to take to do it, and you can work on every single class every single day. When I started doing that, I had so much more free time to focus on myself. When I say work on every single class every single day, I don't mean spend an hour on each class. That's excessive. I mean, maybe you know you have a test coming up on Friday and it's Tuesday in English. You spend 2 hours studying for English today and maybe 10 to 20 minutes for every other subject. That's doable. That will help you mentally so much. That will give you so much more mental clarity because you're not scrambling and you're not rushing and you're not in a panic all the time. You can't live in a state of panic and urgency. It's not healthy. We're not doing that. I refuse to let you do that. And number 5, I know I just said work every single day, but there's a caveat to that. You need a day of rest. I mean, one singular day where you don't do any schoolwork, none at all. Personally, I like Sunday. That's what my family has done since as young as I can remember. My family does not work on Sunday. I do not work on Sunday. I recommend taking a day, maybe yours is Wednesday, maybe yours is Friday, I don't know, but take a day off. And that's where the repeatedly working on every class every other day throughout the week is going to come in handy, because on that day that you have to rest, you don't have a stockpile of stuff to do. So you can rest. You can sit there and meditate. You can go work out. You can hang out with your friends. You can go for a walk without in the back of your mind thinking, I got a biochem test on Tuesday that I haven't even started studying for. Eliminate the stress. Eliminate the stress in your life and your mental health will follow. Trust. Number 6, speaking of having that day of rest, use those skip days. Those skip days are your friend. You need those skip days. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you go to college, most professors give you a certain amount of classes that you can skip before it affects your grade. Most classes, you can have 3 skip days in a semester before it starts affecting your grade. It all depends on your professor and what he or she wants. It should be in the syllabus. Make sure that you know the policy on that before you just start skipping days left and right. Some classes you don't even gotta show up to. So I say use your skip days because some days you wake up and like you're really just not feeling it. And you don't want to constantly be pushing yourself, especially as a freshman, because this whole environment is new. This whole environment is stressful. Your nervous system is razzled. It's fried. It's like, what is going on? And so sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes you might need to take an extra break. I know I just said to take a day off, but sometimes throughout the week, maybe you need to skip one class so you can do extra work for another class, or maybe you just really need to skip in because at 8 a.m. is not going to work for you today. And that's okay. That's why they give you skip days, because professors know. Use those skip days. They are a godsend. Number 7. No. No. Ooh. No. Say no. Learn how to say no effectively and politely. Sometimes you need to tell yourself no too. I really don't want to study today. No, you're going to study today because you know you need to. When you learn to say no to yourself and not give in to your own pleasures, what makes you think you can't say no to someone else and give in to their pleasures? That 2-lettered word that is pretty much the same in every single language for a reason, use it. Number 8. Just about every single school has a counseling center, I believe, from my understanding. And in these counseling centers, they will have either certified psychologists or psychiatrists who are honestly just there to help you. That is free therapy. Your tuition is paying these people to give you therapy. So if you need it, use it. Find out where the office is, find out the hours, find out what the process is to make an appointment. Find out all of this stuff before shit hits the fan. Find out all this stuff before you're having a mental breakdown and now you're like, I don't know where the counseling center is. I don't know how long it takes to make an appointment. I don't know what number to call. I don't know who would be the best therapist for me. No, just do that all before the breakdown. We're trying to be proactive over here. That'll just make a world of difference for you. You're gonna have to be proactive about your life, and you're gonna have to be proactive about your mental health because no one else is gonna do it for you. Number 9, acceptance. Isn't that like the 5th stage of grief or something like that? Acceptance. You're gonna have to accept a lot of things in college because so many things are out of your control. Like, I mean, like not just out of your control, and you can do whatever you want to try to make things go your way, but it just doesn't happen. Sometimes you can study all you want and you still fail that test. It happens. It happens to the best. I don't know anyone who that hasn't happened to in college. So once you reach a level of acceptance and you know internally that you did the best that you can do, like what more can you ask for except for accept the situation for what it is and try to somehow be better next time. It can get hard because you're constantly told if you study harder, if you get a better tutor, if you go to tutoring more often, if you study longer, you could have avoided this. And sometimes that's just not the case. Sometimes it's not avoidable. sometimes that test was just not what you expected. You can do anything you put your mind to, whatever. And I mean, yeah, you can, but shit just happens, and sometimes that shit is failing a test. Sometimes it's breaking up with a significant other. Sometimes it's getting into a fight with your friends. Like, shit just be like in college, shit just be happening, dog. And you just gotta accept it and be like, all right, dang, that happened. That sucked. What can I do now? And number 10 is my favorite tip that I wish someone would have told me. I know literally no one told me this going into college, because again, no one talks to you really about your mental health before you go to college. And so this is like my big tip, my big advice for you. Sweetheart, you're an adult now, okay? When you go to college, you're probably 18. You're an adult now and you're taking care of yourself. If your mental health has been a problem for you for a time now. I know when I went to college, my mental health had been a problem for me for like years prior to going to college. I wasn't allowed to get on any sort of medication. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to. And when you're a minor, your parents have the right to make that decision. Your parents can say, we don't want you on medication for X, Y, and Z. You're not taking any medication for X, Y, and Z, or like you're not going to a therapist for X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. But now you are an adult, okay? You can go to a doctor, you can go to a specialist, you can go to a certified professional who is going to help you, and your parents don't need to know anything, because this is for you. This is not for them, this is for you. So if you think that you need medication, if you think that you need therapy, if you think that you need anything of that sort, and you weren't allowed to sort of like delve into that world because maybe your guardian said no, the only one who's telling you no is yourself, because those are the beliefs that you were brought up with. Like, oh, I don't actually need that, I'm good, when in reality you're not. So please take the time and figure out what you need, and please take the time to sit down and talk with a professional if you're concerned about yourself. You have the right now to take care of yourself how you want and need to take care of yourself. That's your right. You have the privilege to do what you need to do for yourself with no interference from anyone else, because you're an adult now. This is your life. This is your brain. This is your mental health. This is no one else's. It's only yours. And if you don't take the time to care after it, I can guarantee you that college is not gonna make it any better. It's not gonna fix it. If anything, it will exacerbate the problem. I told you number 10 was gonna get we're gonna get a little deep, gonna get a little intense there for a second. But that is all that I have for you today. Those are my 10 tips for surviving college. 10 things I wish I knew before college for my mental health. If any of these tips were of help to you, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next video. Bye.